Okay, so today I'm going to make a video on how to OBS for if you want to set up and stream on Twitch. OBS is free and is good and blah blah blah. Let's do this. So first we're going to open up Chrome and we're going to have a look for OBS. obsproject.com. There you go, that's where it is. So you want to download, I believe it is OBS Classic. You don't want to download OBS Studio, primarily because it doesn't support web pages and overlay things like that. So you want to download OBS Classic, so you click on that. And it's downloading away. Doodly 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 doo. And it's almost done. So we run that. Okay, so we open, install, I agree. Don't know what that said, who cares? And we'll let that install. Now that it's installed, we want to run it. So we run it. And we get this. Now yours won't say scene 2, it'll say scene. So what we're going to do first up is we have to go to our settings. Okay? So your setting profile is going to be called Untitled. That's okay. I'm going to go How to OBS because I'm showing something, so ignore that. So we check out encoding. Okay? This is where you want to set your bitrate. Now ideally, you want about 2.5 megasecond. A lot of people can't get that, especially here in Australia. So in Australia, you probably want to limit that to about 1,000 kilobits a second and see how you go. If you can't do 1,000, you're going to have to lower it even more. But generally what you want to do is take your upload rate from speed test. So I'll run a speed test right now and I'll show you what I get. You want to run a speed test like so. Speedtest.net's the easiest. Now this is the speed at which we're going to send our data up onto the internet. Now ADSL, which is what most of us are on, is not very capable in this regard. You don't have a lot of uploads. So this is our download. We're getting 10 megasecond, which is 10,000 kilobits a second for simplicity. That's heaps for download. But your ISP won't give you that much upload, that much space to send things up to them. And that's what we have to do. So we wait for our next test, which is our upload speed. Okay. Okay, so here we can see that our upload speed is 1.47 megasecond, which is roughly 1,470k a second. So if we go back to our OBS, we can see that at 1,000k a second, we're leaving about 470k headroom for things like games and web browsing and anyone that might be sending an email or things like that. If we go right to the limit, then what will happen is as we're streaming, it will get laggier and laggier and laggier and laggier and laggier until you have like a 15-minute delay. So you want to take whatever result you got. I can't minimize it. You want to take whatever result you got here, and then you want to cut, like 30% off that value. If you get below about 700 or 800, your stream is going to be rubbish quality, and you're going to have to drop resolution. So we'll cover that now. So we're going to go across to our broadcast settings. Not our video. Here we go. So you can see here that our base resolution, normally, look, you will just set that to monitor. Okay? Most of you have one screen. You're just going to set it to monitor, and it's going to be, your default screen. So monitor 1. Your resolution downscale. So this is our native resolution, which is 1080p, 1920 by 1080. That requires around 3000k a second, 2500k a second to be decent. So what we're going to do is we're going to downscale that to, that's 1080p. We can go to 720p or 480p. Okay, I'm going to go to 720p. I think for 1000K 720p works well. 480p is lower resolution again. You're starting to get down to sort of old school boxy TV sort of quality there. Still good, but yeah, we'll go 720. Look, if 720 doesn't work, just drop it down. Just keep dropping it down until you get something that works well for you. Frames per second, I'm going to drop to 24 frames a second, which is the same as cinema movies. So when you go to the cinema, that's the frame rate you're getting at the cinema. I wouldn't go any lower, but what that does by going from 30 to 24, we are, if we have a look at that, we can actually figure this out. If my computer would work, but it's being a douchebag. We'll go to the calculator. We can see that 24. Are you shitting me? The calculator is loading. That's ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous. There we go. So we can see that 24 over 30 is actually 80%. So that's a 20% saving in frames a second and bandwidth that we need. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to rate the calculator app. That's ridiculous. Okay. This is just not working for me. The filter we're going to use, bilinear is the fastest. I like to use Lanczos. The reason why is because with our low bit rate, we want the best quality we can get, and my computer can handle it. So bilinear works fine, it's fast. Lanczos I found to actually give really good quality when you downsize. Okay, so now we're going to go to audio. It's asked if I would like to save and apply my changes, so I go yes. So you're best just leaving this to default. For your microphone, you want to select your microphone. Best to just select default. That way, it just works. Whatever you're using normally, it just works. Hotkeys don't really matter. We'll save our changes again. Hotkeys don't really matter. Advanced, I mean, this stuff you really don't need to worry about. Most of this you should just leave alone. Quick sync encoder, I can't use that. It's only if you have it. So that's back in encoding here. So some of you will have an option for quick sync or NVIDIA NV encode. Most of you will have the NVIDIA NV encode. What this does is it offloads the processing from OBS. It offloads it off your CPU onto your graphics card or your integrated graphics in your CPU if you have an Core i processor. Leaving it as it is fine. A lot of people actually recommend you leave it as it is. But look, if you've got NVIDIA NV encode or QuickSync, use it, I say, because it's going to save you processing cycles. It doesn't really matter. Just leave it as is if you want. Otherwise, set it to NVIDIA NV encode if you can, and if you can't, QuickSync if you can. In that order. So we should be right at this point. So we hit OK. We're going to set up our scene. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to add a source. So I right-click here and I go Add, and the easiest way is Monitor Capture. Okay, so we're going to go Monitor Capture, leave it called Monitor Capture. And then we need to pick the monitor we're capturing. Okay, so I have 3 monitors. The monitor I'm working on right now is monitor 3. That's my middle monitor. So I'm going to select monitor 3. The rest of this, just leave alone and hit OK. So now we can preview our stream and we can see it's videoing itself. Okay, so we can see here 24 frames a second, and this little green box tells us that everything's going fine. If this goes yellow, you're going to be dropping frames or lagging. If it goes red, people at the other end are going to be seeing it really, really lagging. So while you're streaming, you want a second monitor, you want to keep OBS up in there, and you want to keep an eye on that little box. And if that little box goes anything other than green for a decent amount of time, then you're going to have to look at your streams potentially lagging. There's something wrong. You probably need to drop your bitrate. So even though we selected 1000K as a bitrate, you'll see that we're actually slightly above that. It went up to about 1200 before, and sometimes it drops down. And that's got to do with the variability of the picture. Sometimes the picture requires a bit more bitrate to keep up to date. Sometimes it doesn't because nothing much has changed. But you can see here, I've just hit preview recording. You can see my microphone's dancing. And it's, you know, taking up the thing, but it's not it's not constantly staying at the end clipping. So that's a good level of volume. You can adjust the volume here with this slider. You can see I'm getting quieter and then back up to louder. So I'm going to keep previewing actually, and we're going to add our webcam. So that would be a video capture device. Okay, we're going to add our webcam. I'm going to call it webcam, and mine's the Logitech HD C720. So we're going to use that. I'm just going to leave all the rest of this alone, and I'm actually going to leave the audio input disabled. Okay, the reason the audio input's disabled, and we can pick anything we like there, is because you don't want two microphones on you. We've already selected your main microphone on your headset as the main microphone. We do not want two microphones on you, and not only that, you cannot mute this microphone. So we leave this disabled. This is the webcam microphone, we leave it disabled. Hit OK. That's my bad. You just hit OK, and what's going to happen is you will appear to have this pop up, webcam. Okay? So I'm too big now. This is no good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go edit scene. Okay, and you see this red box appears, and I can resize myself. So we go down, and I'm going to drag it across to my bottom corner here, or top corner, whatever you like. Top corner, bottom corner, it doesn't really matter. Wonderful background behind me. You can see my bottle of Coke. So I resize myself. You can do all sorts of stuff, so get in there and play around. If I right click and go properties on the webcam, you can see that I can flip the image horizontally, flip it vertically, not that I'd want to. I can also use a thing called a chroma key. If you have a green screen, the chroma key will let you block out the green screen. So let me just select that and I'll show you here. So I've enabled chroma key, I've hit select, I get this eyedropper. So say I had a blue screen behind me, and it's just so happened to be my jumper, so my jumper is my blue screen. I look at it and just find roughly the mid-tonal point. So I mean, obviously here's a highlight and here's a really dark point, so the midpoint's kind of about here. I click on that and my jumper becomes transparent. So you can see the taskbar and everything through my jumper. Okay? What it's actually used for is to get rid of your background, which isn't going to work because I'm white and the background's white. See, but you can see that it got rid of the background mostly. You can see that red box now echoing through the alpha. And things like this here, so your similarity key here, it picks the similarity of the color. Okay, so that's, you see my lips moving. So that picks, say, the background's green. You can change it. It'll then expand your range from that green to including dark and light green. And then your blend option here tells it sort of how far to go outside that. So it's like a soft edge. So see if I turn that all the way down so that it doesn't do a soft edge. I've got very sharp cutoffs here. The more I turn that up, the more of a soft edge I get. So see how it's softening these. It's actually turning colors that aren't my selected color transparent to give me a soft edge. So we'll get rid of blend, and then we can really adjust our similarity. So that's getting a bit excitable. Okay. So until my black hair, which is going to be so hard, like I said, it works best with green or blue screens, not with, you know, white screens. So we're going to go turn that chroma key off. We're going to hit OK, and then I'm going to stop my preview. So at this point, we've got it pretty much set up. At this point, we've got a game, we've got a camera. That's the bare minimum you really want. Now we have to go back to our settings, and we need to set up our broadcast. Okay, so this is how it gets to Twitch. This is, at the moment, it's on your computer. That's fine. You need to get it up to Twitch. So our mode will be live stream. Streaming service, you can pick. So you can pick ConnectCast, YouTube Gaming. We're going to pick Twitch. Okay. Now see this, it straight away come up with your OBS settings are not optimized for use. Okay, all we're going to do is hit optimize. Hit OK. We're now optimized for Twitch. Easy. Our FMS URL, that's where we're sending our video to. We want to pick the one closest to us, and in Australia we have but one option, Sydney. So we're going to pick that. Then we need our stream key. Okay, so we're going to open up a new Chrome window, and we're going to go to twitch.tv. and I'm already signed in as me. Okay, so I'm going to go to my settings. Sorry, my bad, it's not settings you want dashboard. Okay, so now that you're on your dashboard, and if you don't know how to sign up for Twitch, I mean, it's pretty simple. You just go to twitch.tv and hit sign up and link it with Facebook, I believe is how I did it. But anyway, it's fairly simple. This is, you know, really basic. Mine's a bit more set up than yours will be at the moment, but don't stress about that. So you want to go to stream key, and then you want to say show key, and then you want to say I understand. Okay, and this is your key. You want to copy this, copy all of this, Control C, okay, and close it. Don't hit reset, close it. Now you want to go back to OBS and you want to paste it in here, Control V. Okay, now it's pretty secret. You don't want anyone to have your stream key or they can broadcast as you. Okay, the rest of it here, all pretty basic, just leave it alone. And apply, okay. So at this point in time, if I was to hit start streaming, it would start streaming me. Okay, we're not going to do that. But yeah, that's how to basically set it up. I mean, if you want to see what your stream's going to look like before you stream it, you can go preview stream. If I was to open up a game here, I've got League of Legends up. I mean, if we have a look around it, you'll see that League of Legends is there in our OBS streaming behind me. Obviously, normally I'll have OBS on a different screen so that I can see myself and I can see my window. You know, while I'm playing it, I can see me. I can see. I'll add things like chats in and stuff like that. But for now, this is working. This will stream. Just don't put anything incriminating on your desktop. I mean, like, don't. You know, high encoding CPU usage. I mean, that's wonderful. I don't have any other options because I don't have a NVIDIA graphics card and I have a crappy CPU. I'm actually running into CPU problems. So, but yeah, so that'll get you started. You'll be able to talk to people, and on your second screen, all I would do is have OBS sitting there taking up half the screen. And if you don't know how to snap things to the side of the screen in Windows, you can just I'll show you. I've got OBS here. If I hold the Windows key and then press left or right, I'll press left, snaps it to the side. Right, snaps it to the other side, see? Windows key and the arrows, left or right. So on your second monitor, you can have this snap to the right, and then, for example, have your Twitch window here with your live tab in your dashboard. Okay, you can have it snap to the left. This box here is your chat. This box here is your video preview, which you're better off hiding because your bandwidth ain't going to handle it in Australia. So you can see your chat room. You can type to people, hey, chat room. You can see the number of viewers, your number of likes, which mine is really pathetic. And you can also change it. So say, for example, I decide I'm going to play League of Legends. I type in League of Legends, okay, and I type in, you know, I just put a thing. I put this little brackety thing here, 720p, just so people know the quality of the stream. I don't know, it's a me thing. Smashing noobs with a Z in lol. Come watch me dunk, because I play Darius. Hell, I might even make that say Darius. That way people know that I'm a Darius player. Like, if I was on Twitch looking for LOL players, I would click that because I'm a Darius player. So, and then all I do is hit update. And so now that's changed the title of my broadcast and what I'm playing. And I can see my chat room, or while I'm playing on, say, my second screen, which might be over here. Okay? So this would normally be on my second screen. Main screen is where I'm playing my game. But because we've programmed OBS to capture monitor 3, in my case, which is this monitor here that we're looking at. Oh, sorry. This is my main monitor. This is my second monitor. I've got my camera screwed up. But yeah, OBS will always only broadcast the screen that you pick. And that's where you play your game. The other screen is where you set up what I've got here, which is OBS, and my dashboard. I'll change my settings to show you what that would look like. Ignore everything from now on. Yours is set up. Just watch what I'm doing to see what it will actually look like when you finally get yours running. So if I go and change the monitor that I'm capturing to be my monitor number 1, okay, you'll see my Spotify and my video folder. Okay, so if I move my League of Legends over to that screen, so this is what it's going to look like when you're streaming. What are you doing, League of Legends? It's moving back to my other monitor. Here we go. I see XSplit's getting in the way. You don't want XSplit in the way. Go away, XSplit. So anyway, you can see that I've got my game there, and I got my webcam, and I'm like, hey there, Twitch. I'm about to stream League of Legends and smash people, and I'm going to look over here to my second screen where I have my chat and my OBS set up, and I can see things going on. But I'm going to play over here, and this is what it looks like when you're Twitch streaming. So, yeah, get 2 monitors. If you don't have 2 monitors, they're cheap as. Check your local buy swap sells on Facebook. You pick them up for $20. Doesn't need to be anything good, just has to be something that plugs into your computer and works. And that's it. Good luck streaming.